You're listening to TurkishSoccer.com's Turkish Football Podcast. Hello, everyone. My name is Ahmet Bob Turgut, and welcome to a brand new edition of Turkish Football Podcast. Next 15 minutes, we'll talk about what happened in the week 18, and we'll preview the last weekend matches coming up on Saturday, starting this Saturday, and that will be the last weekend of the first half in the Turkish Super Lig. We'll talk about that. And it's very non-stop football going on in the Turkish Super League. And after the Turkish Super League match is done, there will be Turkish Cup matches will start on December 28th. And guess what? The Turkish Super Cup match between Beşiktaş and Antalyaspor will be played in Qatar in January 5th. So it's all jam-packed, no time to rest. And the second half of the season in the Turkish Super League will start on January 7th. So you figured this one out. And the teams are playing back-to-back games. As I mentioned to you, last 10 days they played 3 matches. That's why you see a lot of surprise scores. But one thing you see, Trabzonspor is unstoppable on top of the Turkish Super League. They are on top of the Turkish Super League after week 18. They've been there for a long time, and they're going to be there for a long time, looks like. Trabzonspor holds the first place with 45 points, and the closest team to Trabzonspor is Konyaspor, the Cinderella team from Anatolia, with 36 points. The gap is 9 points, while the losers are still losing the matches. The big guns of 2 of the Istanbul teams, again, this past weekend, in the week 18, Fenerbahçe and Galatasaray lost blood. They had a draw, and they're losing blood every weekend, every round of the matches. It is disaster to see Galatasaray right now in the 12th place in the standings. This has to be the worst time for Galatasaray, because I don't remember for a long time, never seen Galatasaray in this position. It's same way for Beşiktaş and Fenerbahçe. Fenerbahçe is doing a little bit better. They are moving a little closer to top 3. They're in the 4th place with 29 points. But the thing is, you got to remember, when the Trabzonspor has 45 points, and your big guns of Istanbul with 29, Fenerbahçe, and Beşiktaş with 28, and 12th place team Galatasaray with 24 points. That's a huge gap between the first place team and the guns of big Istanbul teams. So they have to shape up in the second half if they want to at least try to capture the second place or third place. But it is going to be hard for them. But the thing is, the most formed team in the Turkish Super League is, without a question, is Başakşehir. Ever since Emre Belözoğlu took the team in the week 9, they have not lost a match. From 15th place at the 9th weekend, and they are at the end of 18th weekend, they're in the 3rd place, still in the 3rd place with 32 points. But my kudos to a Cinderella team, Konyaspor. They are keeping winning the matches. They won last weekend in the week 18th, and they're going to have a very tough match at home against Beşiktaş coming up this weekend. So it is going to be a huge weekend, the closing of the first half in the Turkish Super League. But overall, we have to give kudos to Trabzonspor, Konyaspor, and a team that has done perfectly ever since week 9, Başakşehir. Let's not forget Adana Demirspor. They are the form team. They're coming up because, as you know, in the beginning of the season, when Turkish coach Samet Aybaba was with the team, they were in the bottom of the barrel. They did not win a match for a while. Look where they are now. They move up from 7th place to 5th place with 29 points, right behind Fenerbahce. It is going to be a good race on top as far as Anatolian teams. But as far as the other big guns of Istanbul, the closest one is Fenerbahce. Beşiktaş and Galatasaray has to make a move, but they're in the turmoil inside and outside the club. We'll see what happens. The only thing that we see good this past weekend, Beşiktaş won their match at home, 2-1, came back, and then beating Göztepe, because that game, Göztepe needed a point. They're in the relegation zone. Beşiktaş won the match. Canadian international player Kyle Larin scored the first goal, and then it was good win overall for Beşiktaş. So let me run down to you what happened in the week 18, give you the scores, and then we'll talk about the week 19 matches. On Tuesday, Başakşehir at home beat Giresunspor 3-1, and Antalya Kasımpaşa tied 1-1. In Izmir, Altay, as I mentioned to you, another disaster team, has not won any matches past 9 weeks. Remember Altay, as I keep saying, there were one time in the beginning of the season on top of the Turkish Super Lig. They lost to Trabzonspor 2-1. Trabzonspor is winning without their injury players. Cornelius is the scoring guy right now. That's why he's leading the goal scoring in the Turkish Super Lig with almost with 9 goals. But the leader of the Turkish Super Lig goal scorer is Pesic, Alexander Pesic from Fatih Karagümrük with 10 goals. And Adana Demirspor beat, surprisingly, Galatasaray 2-0. That was a very good match. Galatasaray played bad, and I'm going to get to something about I talk about the Turkish referees in every my podcast. And this was the weekend, another weekend that referee controversials, people talked about referees. It was a disaster. I keep saying this. Turkish referees got to get their act together. Turkish Football Federation has to do something. So on Wednesday, December 22nd, there was Sivasspor was at home with Rizespor. They tied 1-1, and Hatay was at home, and they lost to second place team Konyaspor 3-1. Fatih Karagümrük at home tied with Fenerbahce 1-1. Gaziantep at home won against the Alanyaspor 2-1. Beşiktaş was, as I mentioned to you a little while ago, on Thursday beat Göztepe 2-1, and Yeni Malatyaspor and Kayserispor draw 2-2 tie. And this was the match most talked about, controversial about the referee. Even the Yeni Malatyaspor president, the club president, went into the field trying to go after the referee. It's the things are getting out of the hand because of the Turkish referees, the way they handle the games every match, every weekend in the Turkish Super League. Turkish referees are awful. I'm going to say this again. Turkish referees are awful. They better get their selves together, whatever they have to do, because this league is not going to end with these Turkish referees. I'm telling you right now. So, week 19, let's talk about the week 19, and we'll go over to some of the games. And week 19 will start on Saturday, December 25th, and there will be 4 matches, very important matches on Saturday, and Kasımpaşa will be at home against Altay. As you know, Kasımpaşa is the very in the relegation zone. They're with 12 points, and Altay has 18 points. The reason why this is a very important match, this is pretty much do or die match for Kasımpaşa. Kasımpaşa needs this 3 points. If they don't win it, it will be all over for Kasımpaşa. And in Giresunspor will be at home against Hatayspor, and this should be a very interesting match. Galatasaray, the team that has not won any matches past many games. Galatasaray will be at home and playing against Antalyaspor, coached by Nuri Şahin. Galatasaray with 24 points, Antalya with 22 points. This is not going to be an easy match for Galatasaray. Galatasaray, with the rotations, with the injuries, Diagne is out with injury, and they just signed a contract with Mustafa Mohamed. Maybe he'll get better right now after he's signing the contract. They should have him as a striker. They should have at least 2 strikers on top if they want to beat Antalyaspor. This should be a very interesting match to see. Galatasaray can't afford losing any point or points in this match. Well, Turkish top team Trabzonspor will be at home against the third place team Başakşehir. This is the match of the week in Trabzonspor. Will happen on Saturday. Trabzonspor might win this match, but look Başakşehir to at least get a draw from Trabzon or even win this match. On Sunday, there will be matches, 3 matches. Göztepe will be at home against Adana Demirspor. It is a must win for Göztepe because they're at the 14th point. They're in the relegation zone. They need to win this match. And Fenerbahçe will be at home against Yeni Malatyaspor. Fenerbahçe also at home. They should win this match, but Yeni Malatyaspor, another relegation zone team with 15 points. They're desperate for points. They have to win their match too, but a draw will be good for Yeni Malatyaspor. And Monday, there are 2 matches, and as I mentioned to you a little while ago, Konya will host Beşiktaş. Konyaspor with 36 points, Beşiktaş with 28. So this should be another match of the week. And on Monday, and last match of the season, Kayserispor will host Sivasspor. Kayseri with 21 points, Sivasspor with 26 points. If you look at the weekend matches coming up Saturday, Sunday, Monday, they're all going to be fighting for points. Whether you're on top, in the mid-level, or bottom of the Turkish Super Lig. So it is going to be a huge weekend coming up starting Saturday. This Saturday, it's a lot of important matches. And if we look at it, the standings, the biggest jumper this weekend after week 18, I would say Alanyaspor dropped down from 6th place to 8th place. And Adana Demirspor jumped from 7th place to 5th place. And Hatayspor dropped down from 4th place to 6th place. The Beşiktaş team from 9th place jumped to 7th place. And as far as the bottom one, Yeni Malatya moved up to 18th place from 19th place. And Göztepe fell down to 19th place from 18th place. Gaziantep made a huge jump from 13th place to 11th place. And Giresunspor from 12th place dropped down to 13th place. So there's going to be a lot of movement again this weekend after these week 19 matches done. So it's very important matches. Trabzonspor very comfortably untouchable. Trabzonspor with 45 points. They scored 36 goals. They have the most wins. And Konyaspor, another Cinderella team that is doing great with their young coach İlhan Palut, and Başakşehir in the 3rd place with 32 points. So 4th place we see Fenerbahçe right there, 29 points. A win for Fenerbahçe this coming weekend. They should be on top of 3 in the Turkish Super Lig. So whatever you do, listen to my podcast. And my name is Ahmet Bob Turgut. See you next time. Bye-bye.